45-minute circuit, we're working on stability. So we have slower, more controlled moves. We're focusing on engaging our core and moving weight slowly with that stability. So we're starting today out on the field. So it's a little bit different. We're starting on the field and then we're gonna end in here. Our first move is a supine leg raise, okay? So we're here. You can have your hands behind your head. You can put them out to T, or the easiest way to support your lower back is to have them just kind of underneath your lower back here when you put your legs down, okay? When you're doing this, when you exhale, lift your head off of the ground a little bit and it will engage that core a little bit more and make it easier to keep that lower back on the ground the whole time. And you're just gonna go up and down for 15. And you can add a little crunch at the top if you want, just bring those lower abdominals up. But you have 12 to 15 of those. Then we grab a weighted bar. This is Krista. I'm super excited about this one because Krista, this is newish. So we're gonna be in a seated position. We wanna make sure that we start out with our back up nice and tall. Our shoulders are down and back. We're not rounded, okay? We're just up nice and tall. And from here, you're grabbing this bar supine. So your hands are facing you and you're pressing this bar overhead, okay? This will isolate those shoulders even more because you won't really be able to sway your back and use your back for this. So inhale, exhale fully at the top, keep that core drawn in nice and tight, and come back down. You have 10 of those total. Then you grab 2 dumbbells, and we have a push-up renegade row complex. So you've got your 2 dumbbells, okay? You're going to have your hands on the dumbbells. If that's too hard on your wrists, you can go ahead and put your hands off to the side. So you're here, okay? We're gonna do a full push-up, and then you've got a row to one side and a row to one side. When you're rowing, we wanna row, instead of going straight up like this, we wanna think of pulling that back into that hip, and that will help keep your hips a little more stable from rocking back and forth. So you have 8 total, so push up, row, row, that's 1. Then we go into a dumbbell clean and reverse lunge with the tuck. So we're bilateral here, okay? Whatever hand the dumbbell is in, that's the leg that goes back. So if I grab it with my right hand, I'm gonna clean it, reverse lunge, and then come up and tuck. Jamie was saying that in the 5 o'clock class, a lot of people were adding a press with that tuck. You can totally do that. It'll just add a little more stability. If you're gonna add that press, just make sure that you're not pressing and pushing this hip out and using your back. Make sure that you can bring that knee up and press that dumbbell with that straight spine, okay? But that press is probably a good addition. So you're gonna do 6 total on each side. So do 6 on the same side and then switch. Then we have a single leg box squat with a toe touch. So we're gonna pick which side you want. 1 foot's on the box, 1 foot is not. You're going to sit your hips back evenly and squat down and then come up and then add a toe touch. Ooh. Okay, so here, so squat, up, okay, stabilize, and then go into your toe touch, making sure again that with that toe touch, it's like when we do the single leg deadlift, okay? It's not this, okay? You wanna make sure that back is nice and flat when you go down, okay? So if you can't get all the way down to your toe, you can go here, that's fine. Okay, go wherever your flexibility will take you. So you're gonna do 4 to 5 on each leg. So then just hop over to the other side of the box, to the other single leg. Then we have a low hanging lateral squat walk with the landmine. Okay, so we have the landmine. It's going to be down, so our arms are extended. We're holding that landmine. and we're going to get into the squat mechanic. So our back is nice and flat. I'm trying to keep my pelvis tucked a little bit, and I'm going over 1, 2, 1, 2, and I'm just gonna alternate that for 45 seconds. 1, 2, 1, 2 for 45 seconds. If you feel like at any point you're starting to kind of sway that back and you're losing some of that integrity of your spine, stand up, take a second, re-cue, okay, make sure that belly button is tucked in, and as you're breathing, pulling in that belly button and tilting that pelvis just a little bit. 45 seconds. Then we have, I love these are my favorite. Kettlebell halos, okay, with a bilateral squat. So we've got our kettlebell. The halo is, we're taking that kettlebell around our head, and then we're coming down into a bilateral squat. And then you're gonna go back around the other way. The key here is to not move your lower body, okay? You want your lower body to be nice and quiet, and you want your core and your lats and your obliques to be what moves that kettlebell around your head. You're trying to keep that kettlebell pretty close to your head. You're not like way out here. You want to keep it kind of close. Slow it down. Exhale fully when it comes back to the front so that your core is fully engaged. But we're trying to keep those hips from swaying at all with that kettlebell. So there should be none of this motion. Nice and quiet. It should be all that upper body action moving that kettlebell. So you have 8 to 10 of those. Remember, you've got that squat in between, okay? Then we have our kneeling banded rotations. So we're kneeling, okay? Outside leg that's farthest from the rack is the one that's up, and this is what we're pulling over. We're rotating over this forward leg, and we're pulling that band across our body, rotating over this leg, okay? What we want to avoid here is letting this leg go out as we pull. Make sure you keep that leg in, pull on that inner thigh as you go across, then you have that cross rotation. Here, exhale at the top, make sure that your core is again drawn in and you're not swaying that back out as you pull, okay? Come to neutral spine, pull across 10 on each side, and then a street run. And you're done. Well, not done, but you'll do that over and over.